Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tink's Medieval Times Battles Bonanza. Today I thought we'd go back to 1040, so pre-1066 era, pre-Battle of Civitate era, those of you who tuned into our last episode. And we're going to look at the Seljuk coming-of-age story, the great battle between the Seljuk tribe, as it was then, before they established their mighty Middle Eastern empire, and the previous powerhouse in the region, the Ghaznavid Empire. So, here's one I made earlier in true Blue Peter fashion, the Battle of Dandanqan of 1040, and this battle is fought between the Ghaznavids and the Seljuks, and we're going to be doing another Sea of Grass map on Medieval 2 Total War. It's a lovely image we have there, but about to become a somewhat blood-stained image. Just a quick walk through the armies. I will be playing as the Seljuk Sultanate. Slip of the tongue there. The Seljuk tribe. This is before they become sultans. I'll be playing as the Seljuk leader Chaghri, grandson of the eponymous Seljuk and brother of Tugril, who is the first Seljuk Sultan. And my army will be playing off against the Ghaznavids, who are played today by the Timurids, because they're the only faction on Medieval 2 Total War who get elephants, and there were elephants present at the Battle of Dandanqan. So, without further ado, let's have a look at some of these armies. I've given myself a decent general's bodyguard unit, but apart from this, you will notice that most of my troops are horse archers. This is because at this time the Seljuks were a nomadic tribe, and their army was predominantly made up of horse archers and mounted troops. There were no infantry in this army at all. My opposite numbers army is much smaller. I'm not sure if that was true at the Battle of Dandanqan, actually. I think the armies were a little more evenly matched here. And hey, we work with what we have. You've got some heavily armoured cavalry and some elephants, but also a lot of infantry troops. The Ghaznavid army is much slower than the Seljuk army was at this battle, and historically that delivered the Seljuks victory and allowed them to assert themselves as this great imperial power over the Middle Eastern lands, and they conquered most of the Ghaznavid Empire subsequently. Let's see if I can do the same, he says, nervously. So this is the Battle of Dandanqan of 1040, the Seljuks versus the Ghaznavids, and I'm going to hand you over to Chaghri, the Seljuk chieftain, who's going to give us an inspiring speech. Aren't you, Chaghri? Yeah? Don't rush. Just a quick look at the horse archers. Very happy horse archers there. We gonna get a speech, do we think, or shall I just crack on? Okay, well, no, he's clearly a lot of chatty chap, old Chaghri, so let's crack on with the battle. So here we are, large numbers of troops. What I'm going to do is, rather than having them all strung out in a big long line, is I'm going to send them in waves, because the way that the Seljuks would have done this in the actual battle is basically harassed the Ghaznavid army from a distance until they were suitably knackered and tired before going in for the kill. And this is, insofar as we know anyway, what happens at the Battle of Dandanqan. I don't really want to engage with these Ghaznavid troops if I don't have to. There they are. I'm actually going to send these guys around behind them. And these guys ahead. Pop them all in that irritating Cantabrian circle formation. And then we're going to do the same here. And here come the elephants, the main event. This is what we all really tuned into this episode for. And they are heading... Ooh, they're heading towards me. Combat cavalry. Oh dear. Terrible, terrible tactics from me, for starters. Oh no, those are my troops that are running away. Oh, well, you know, cavalry don't like elephants, so that's a clear sign that this is playing out sort of as it should have done. I'm going to move these horsemen out of the way, actually, because the elephants seem to be having a merry old time just shooting at them. Just a quick note, there's no gunpowder at the Battle of Dandanqan. I tried to pick the elephants that didn't have guns on them, but that clearly didn't work. Ah, well, if we just... you know, use our imaginations. Let's actually see if we can take out some of these archers here. I'll get my general out of the way. Oh dear, those Allen light cavalry weren't happy with that strategy. Let's see. These lads over here having a teddy bear's picnic. Well, I suppose I did send them over there, didn't I? Yeah, try and take out these isolated archer troops, because if I can remove their archers, then actually this should be relatively straightforward. So, out of there. Let the horse archers do their thing. This hasn't gone off to a brilliant start, but I think I can pull it back. Because those dismounted lancers aren't going to catch me. The elephants are going to be a bit of an interesting challenge. But we shall see. This is one of the beauties of predominantly horse archer armies, is that I can just leave them to get on with it. Ooh, mind you, can't leave these guys to get on with it, and they've just been attacked in the rear. The tactics I've employed here are so bad.
And of your friend 1,000 times.
And I'm possibly not going to publish this.
While his soldiers still fight.
Yeah, if this had been the actual Battle of Dandanqan, I think we would find ourselves in a spot of bother there, actually. Oh, it's okay. He's rallied. I am going to move these fellas out of the way, though. And they can come in at the end. Allen light cavalry versus Mongol heavy lancers could be an interesting fight. Ah, but it's okay. I think we're going to have them sandwiched between my two units here. See how this plays out. It's a bit of a risk. I'm not sure Chaghri himself would have committed himself to the fray here, but it might just work.
That's the sun that shines on our disgrace.
Oh dear.
We must turn the wind of battle, or we will taste ashes instead of victory.
Ah, yes. Actually, fellas, it might be time to abandon that particular ship, because we don't want to get into a head-to-head fight with Timurid. Sorry, with Ghaznavid troops. That would never do. Oh, good. My general has decided to...
Pray our warriors' hearts filled with thirst for vengeance.
I'm not filled with sympathy there, because I didn't ask him to go that way. But anyway, you know, I mean, this is... Oh dear, this is going horrendously. The elephants are still alive. In the historic battle, those elephants would definitely have run away by now. It's one of the great triumphs that the Seljuks are able to achieve, is causing the elephants to panic and run away, which I've not managed to do. The thing with elephants, of course, is they can end up being as much of a liability on the battlefield as an asset if they're used poorly. Actually, I've got to hand it to today's Mas'ud of Ghazni. He has used his elephants quite well. My troops to quite the same extent of effectiveness, it has to be said. A lot of them are running away, and actually I don't blame them. Now, who are these guys? Alan Light Cavalry. I mean, in my defence, this is the outcome of the Battle of Dandanqan that everybody in 1040 was expecting. But let's not despair. I haven't lost yet. Right, these guys I think can re-enter the fray. Let's go and finish off those Sarbadar militia. Yeah, it's hardly encouraging, is it, when the others are all legging it. Let's have a look at the old elephants. Zoom in on these guys. Ooh. Got these lads in loose formation. Yeah, this is bleak. Oh, actually, if we can kill their general, there is hope. Ghaznavid army actually isn't that big. I wonder if we can still pull this back from the brink.
Only half the enemy force remains. We must pray they lose their will to fight.
We must. And they might. Because actually, if we focus on these units one at a time, we might be able to take them down. And, you know, with Chaghri dead, this solves a lot of potential Seljuk infighting after this battle. Because Chaghri and his brother Tugril are then in, not in civil war, but certainly in rivalry for the leadership of the clan and the empire that comes subsequently. So, let's, you know, in political terms, I'm almost doing them a favour. Of course, I'm not doing them a favour if I lose. Right, in we go. Bit of a risk. Nothing risked, nothing gained. Whoa. Yes, unquestionably worth doing. Right, let's withdraw. And then re-enable skirmish mode again. Right. Oh dear. I was about to say, everything hinges on everyone not running away, or indeed running into the front of those infantry. Yes, that all went pretty horribly wrong at the end there.
They have not been kind to us today.
They have not.
We have clearly lost this battle.
Do you know, I will publish this episode, because it's been amusing, but I'm definitely doing this battle again because I think of all of them, this is the one that I could certainly have done better. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Suleimesh was playing as the Seljuk leader Chaghri, who in real life won this battle and did not die, but of course in today's episode was played by me, so did not win the battle and did die. He was facing off against Captain Udutai, who historically was in fact the leader Mas'ud of Ghazni. A quick word on Mas'ud, who loses the Battle of Dandanqan historically. He then runs away to the east of his empire to try and raise more forces there, but instead of gathering more soldiers, instead he just gathers a cluster of assassins who have him killed, and that removes that obstacle for further Seljuk expansion. Ladies and gents, until next time, have a splendid day.